Can't use a song in my own dang town 'cause of copyright crap. Sucks. Where the algorithm booms like a bird of doom. This is shit. I mean crap.
Can't swear on YouTube.
But whenever it comes to tall, it's a man with the black hole guts and the red Cole Haan.
Mr. Beckett, sit down and make yourself comfortable. I've heard quite a lot about you, and I'm sure you've heard about me.
And you must be Mr. Haan.
Mr. Cole Haan, yes. There's been a lot of talk around that you and your Shoobies have wished to crush all competition and make your way to the top. Am I correct in assuming that, Mr. Beckett?
Well, if you mean by that the Beckett Simonon company wishes to have the best quality shoes for the price, then yes, Mr. Haan, we're already there.
Well, you see here, Mr. Beckett, I beg to differ.
Our mutual client, Demetrios, owns both of these shoes, and he will be the one ultimately to decide on that. You know him as well as I do.
Go on. You know, these beauties here were only $150 when he bought them years ago for his sister's wedding. Were you aware of that?
Yet, if my memory serves me, he bought those during a sale, which is the only reason that he purchased them in the first place. Was retail for $250, aye? Oh, that's what I thought. Looks like you're going to be the one here carrying all the extra weight, Mr. Haan. Good luck.
That's supposed to intimidate me. Let's get something straight here, Mr. Beckett. I am not intimidated by you.
Go on, Mr. Haan.
Okay then. Now, this may come down to more personal preference, but unlike your leather sole shoes from your BS company, I prefer to use the acronym myself. But these here are rubber sole shoes. I have more grip, more traction. I don't have to fear falling from slipping around the water and ice like a fool, as would be in your situation. I clip, clap, when I walk. When I enter the room, you know it's me. With these soles, there's a practicality, yet sophistication and power.
You make a good point there, Mr. Haan. But when it comes to craftsmanship, I think you'll agree with me that it's hard to deny the artisanship that goes into making a good leather sole like this. Aye. Talk about power. Let's talk about power. Even though we both wear stacked heels, these are much quieter. And Demetrios likes his shoes to be quiet. He nor I want to draw too much attention merely from loud noises. But there's no more better, no more powerful feeling than when you wear leather sole shoes. Aye, you can feel them with every step you make. It's a different feeling than rubber. Also, I recall you having a problem with one of your shoes. The left one. It squeaks like Squidward from SpongeBob, aye? Yes, I remember that sound. Hard to forget it. Squidward tentacles, aye? So between you and I, who really now can walk the walk? Aye. Tell me how comfortable are those shoes?
How comfortable. Mr. Beckett, you should know that the man wore these every day in college. He ran with them on. They're the epitome of comfort. These here have Grand OS technology.
What?
Grand OS technology foam. Look. They cored out the leather of the bottoms and replaced it with energy foam.
Okay.
Do you have energy foam, Mr. Beckett?
No.
I thought not. Well, these are as comfortable as they get. They're not too slim, not too wide. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I hear yours tends to be a little too tight on your left foot.
On loafers, yes.
Well, I feel that settles it, Mr. Beckett. I don't even know why we're having this discussion.
Well, you make a strong case. I'll be honest. I've always had a problem with leather loafers, and ours are the first to fit, especially since they've stretched a bit. Now they're perfect. And when it comes to these are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn out of the box. And I'm not saying that out of my own bias. This comes straight from the man Demetrios. He'd even need to break 'em in. First day, and they fit perfect. They're perfect, lightweight. They mold to your foot, and they're quiet. Hey, funny story actually about Demetrios. His old black shoes that he wore as a waiter at a fine dining establishment were finally worn out and they had holes in them. He couldn't wear them. These were his only option. So, not to my surprise, but maybe it is, especially to yours, he was comfortable the whole night. He got no blisters, and best of all, even with leather soles, he hasn't slipped. I think we're at a draw here, Mr. Dunn. At least, that's what he thinks. He's had those for 3 years.
Yes, 3 good years. Much longer than he's had those.
I can tell. The construction on those seems adequate at best. Apart from the fact that there's some loose threads around the buckle, most astonishingly, there's some loose threads around the cap toe, and it's starting to come apart now. And it has been for quite a while now. I'm just very surprised you haven't mentioned that yet. Funny.
But they're still beautiful. Look at them. They aren't some square-toed monstrosities from the 90s or some Ryan bulbous Klein shoes. There's layers to the leather. Beautiful layers in multiple shades of brown. And a shine. What do you have? Got nothing out of the box. You got these matte black shoes with no shine. No character. They're boring, Mr. Beckett.
You think so? Well, Demetri and I, we beg to differ. These are the most beautiful shoes in his entire collection. It flows and bends in all the right places. The silhouette of these shoes is enough. You talk about matte finish? That's because this is full grain leather. The best quality leather that you can get. And you should know that. Aye. You use corrected grain leather with some strange concoction to give it this pre-shine. This false shine. Aye. Oh yes. I know all about your dirty tricks. Aye. Looks pretty. Till it wears off. But once you shine these, the difference is night and day. Full grain leather develops a patina over time. So, unlike yours, these will only get better with age. Hi.
Well, it's a shame that you got black there, Mr. Beckett. Even if you get a patina, you won't even be able to see it.
We all beg to differ.
Who is this man?
Mr. Haan, I'd like you to meet my brother, Mr. Simonon. At your service. You say he's a black, Yeah, well, he's ain't. See, he's already have a burnish on him. It's only gonna get better with age. Ain't that right, Johnny? You see, Mr. Haan, you don't have the best leather. We do. No games here, it's real leather. It used to be so much darker, richer, as you said, right out of the box. But Demetrios, he told me a story that when he was cleaning them, taking the oil polish off, he saw a mark on the cap toe, which is so easily scratched, so I can tell. And it was pink. He didn't know why, but the finish was coming off. So recently he decided to use the Fiorino mat, one of the best, to take off the oil polish. He took off more than the polish, he took off the finish. And those shoes, those are naked. You may even have to dye him to save them. And now, you have a shoe with a mark that you can't get off. He doesn't even know what that mark is. All he knows is that it won't shine. And he can't have that now, can he? Aye. You've lost, Mr. Haan.
I was the best. I remember. They were special. He wore these always in college. Sometimes he'd wear these for the whole week non-stop. Wouldn't even give him a break for his shoe trees. He'd run in them, play in them. He even would wear these in the mosh pit in his dorm. But then you came. And you took that away. You took it away.
Some things change, Mr. Haan. Nothing you can do about it. Just gonna have to accept it and move on.
You can't move on. I have the tech. You don't have to wait for weeks. You can get them now. They look beautiful. Right out of the box. The moment you get them.
But so do these. The only difference is that these look better with every passing day, with every passing wear. And isn't that better in the end? It's the feeling when you wear your shoes that matters.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
You're correct. They don't. When it comes down to what you pay for, how you feel, how Demetrios feels when he wears these shoes, they don't compare. If they don't evoke that feeling in you, well, where's the fun in that, Mr. Haan? Looks like time's up, Mr. Haan. Thank you for the whiskey.
Better luck next time, eh? Yeah? That's what I thought. Look, I trust your judgment, right? But what was his problem in there, eh? What was that guy's problem? Couldn't take the pressure. The man couldn't accept the truth. Is that it?
Some men just don't want to give up the crown, brother. And with Mr. Haan, his mistake was thinking that in Demetrios' wardrobe, he could be the absolute best. You see, Mr. Haan didn't realize that he was good. He just wasn't good enough to stay at the top. Aye.
It's right. No one messes with the Beckett Simonon company. Hey, brother, maybe we should trade. I think I'd go better in black in this outfit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But whenever it comes to tall, it's a man with the black hole guts and the red Cole Haan.
Oh, you know we had a cheapos character in this video,
So remember, first person to find and comment where it is will get a shout out in the next video. Hey, go and share this video right now. It took a long time to make. By order of Demetrios f***ing Levi. Hey, brother, no swearing on a Christian server. Sorry, brother. I get a little excited. Not used to it, you know. I mean, freaking. Just cut it out. Go share it.